Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today's Friday, August 15th, 2025. MLB, soccer, WNBA, NFL preseason, golf, NASCAR, NFL wide receiver rankings, news and notes, and best bet. We will begin today's show with baseball. We'll go over the results from yesterday, look ahead to tonight and the weekend. We might have had a matinee game today. We'll see. Yes, we did. Yesterday was a small window. O's over the Mariners 5-3. Jays over the Cubs 2-1. Guardians over the Marlins 9-4. Nats over the Phillies 3-2. Braves over the Mets 4-3. Tigers over the Twins 4-3-11. And the D-backs over the Rockies 8-2. Best bet wins and cashes. But the under came through in that one. And this afternoon, Pirates over the Cubs 3-2 from Wrigley. Disappointing loss for the Cubs. So 6:30 tonight, Brewers, Reds on the mound tonight. Will be Jacob Mizorowski and Nick Martinez. The Brewers are minus 138. The Reds are plus 118. Over under 9. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. Brewers minus 1.5 plus 150. Or plus 125. And Reds plus 1.5 is minus 150. So the Brewers, we know the streak. We'll keep going. I don't know. But I'm taking under 9 minus 115 because of Mizorowski. Phil's Nats at 6:45. Zach Wheeler and Mackenzie Gore. Phil's minus 190, Nats plus 160, over under 8, overs minus 104, unders minus 118. Phil's minus 1.5 and Nats plus 1.5 is minus 110 each way. I'm gonna go with the under, but on a side note, I would parlay the minus 1.5 for the Phil's and the under. I would parlay those. That's a good little one. 7 o'clock, you have the Rangers at the Blue Jays. Decent series, Jacob deGrom and Chris Bassett. Rangers minus 110, Jays minus 106, over under 7.5, overs minus 8, unders minus 112. Rangers minus 1.5 plus 150, Jays plus 1.5 is minus 182. Jacob deGrom's been amazing this year. I am taking the Rangers in this one at minus 110. Braves Guardians, MLB Network. Hurston Waldrop and Joey Cantillo. Guardians minus 116, Braves minus 102, over under 8.5, overs minus 115, unders minus 105. Braves minus 1.5 plus 155, Guardians plus 1.5 is minus 188. Waldrop's been pretty good. I'm going to take the Braves at minus 102 at Cleveland. Marlins Red Sox. Sandy Alcantara, Lucas Giolito. Red Sox minus 166, Marlins plus 140, over under 8.5, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Marlins plus 1.5 is minus 146. Sox minus 1.5 plus 122. Alcantara's been terrible this season, coming back from the injury. Giolito, been solid this year for Boston. So I'm going to go with the under because, like I said, Giolito's been solid. Marlins offense stinks. Mariners Mets. Luis Castillo and Sean Manaea. Mets minus 126, M's plus 108, over under 8.5, overs minus 120, unders minus 102. Mariners plus 1.5 is minus 182, Mets minus 1.5 plus 150. The Mets have just been in a rut. I'm going with the Mariners at plus 108. O's Astros at 8. Brandon Young, Framber Valdez. Astros minus 215, O's plus 180, over under 7.5, overs minus 112, unders minus 108. O's plus 1.5 is minus 113, Astros minus 1.5, minus 106. Astros run line. And maybe parlay with the over. White Sox Royals. Aaron Savali and Noah Cameron. Royals minus 174, White Sox plus 146, over under 9, overs minus 115, unders minus 105. White Sox plus 1.5 is minus 137, Royals minus 1.5 plus 114. I'm going to go with the under. Noah Cameron's been good. White Sox offense has stunk. Tigers Twins. Charlie Morton and Pearson Ole. Tigers minus 132, Twins plus 112, over under 9.5, overs minus 112, unders minus 108. Tigers minus 1.5 plus 116, Twins plus 1.5 minus 140, over minus 112. 8:15 Yanks Cards. Luis Heel and Andre Palante. Yankees minus 138, Cards plus 118, over under 9, overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Yanks minus 1.5 plus 118, Cards plus 1.5 minus 142. I'm going to go with the over. Luis Hill hasn't been good since coming back. Granted, only one start. And then, or maybe it was 2. I know he pitched against the Marlins. And then he pitched last weekend. So, yeah, this is his third start back. And then Andre Plante's not much better. So, over 9 minus 102. 8:40 Diamondbacks Rockies. Brandon Pfaadt, Tanner Gordon. D-backs minus 188, Rockies plus 158, over under 11.5, overs minus 122, unders even money. D-backs minus 1.5 minus 128, Rockies plus 1.5 plus 106. I'm going to go with the under even money. 6, 5, 7 to 4 does it. 10 o'clock, Angels A's. Yusei Kikuchi and Jack Perkins. Angels minus 120, A's minus 102, over under 10, even money. Or minus 110 each way, I should say, not even money. Angels minus 1.5 plus 130, A's plus 1.5 minus 160. I'm going to take the Angels minus 116. Yusei Kikuchi's been pretty good this year. MLB Network, Padres, Dodgers. TBD, Clayton Kershaw. Dodgers minus 178. Padres plus 150, over under 9.5. Overs plus 102, unders minus 124. Padres plus 1.5 is minus 37. Dodgers minus 1.5 plus 114. I'm going to do an all under. Clayton Kershaw has been pretty good this year. 3.14 ERA. He's not the same Clayton Kershaw, but he's been good. He's been good. You know he'll always pitch with pride and not, not just stink up the joint. So I'm going to go alternate total. I'm going to go under 8.5 plus 122. And last but not least, 10-15, you have the Rays at the Giants, MLB Network. Joe Boyle and Landon Raup. Giants minus 132, Rays plus 112, over under 7.5, overs minus 124, unders plus 102. Rays plus 1.5 minus 192, Giants minus 1.5 plus 158. I'm going to take the Rays at plus 112 just to take a shot on a underdog to win. They each have 59 wins. And I think the line should be closer to even money for the Rays, if not minus 108 each way. All right, Saturday. 2 o'clock, Fox Sports 1, Pirates, Cubs. Mike Berto and Shota Imanaga. Rangers, Jays at 3. Patrick Corbin, Eric Lauer. 4 o'clock, Phil's, Nats. Taijuan Walker's, Cade Savali. Marlins, Red Sox. Cal Quantrill and Brian Balo. That might be a Red Sox in the over game. Mariners, Mets. Brian Wu and Nolan McLean making his big league debut. 6:40 Brewers, Reds. Quinn Priester, Zach Little. 7 o'clock Braves, Guardians. Joey Wentz and Slade Ciccone. O's, Astros. Cade Povich and Jason Alexander. White Sox, Royals. Sean Burke and Michael Lorenzen. 7:15 on Fox, Yankees, Cardinals. Max Fried, Sonny Gray. Ooh. Sonny Gray against his old team, and Max Fried is on the bump. I don't think he's been the same since that injury. Also in Fox, Tigers, Twins, Casey Mize and Zebby Matthews. That might be Tigers in the over. 8 o'clock, Diamondbacks, Rockies, Ryan Nelson and Chase Dollander. 9 o'clock, Rays, Giants, Adrian Hauser and Justin Verlander. If the Rays are a dog there, that's an auto bet. Padres, Dodgers, Dylan Cease and Blake Snell. That might be an auto under. 10 o'clock, Angels, A's, Tyler Anderson and Luis Morales. Maybe that's an under. Sunday, 11:30 on Roku, Phil's Nats. Aaron Nola and Mitchell Parker. Neither of these guys have been good this year. That's an over. 1:30, Marlins, Red Sox. Jansen Junk and Garrett Crochet. Rangers, Jays. Nate Eovaldi and Jose Barrios. If the Rangers are a dog, they're an auto bet there. Braves, Guardians, Eric Feed and Logan Allen. Brewers, Reds, Jose Quintana and Andrew Abbott. 2 o'clock goes Astros, Dean Kremer, Christian Javier. White Sox, Royals, Davis Martin and Ryan Burgett. Tigers, Twins, Chris Paddock and TBD. 2:15 Yankees, Cardinals, Will Warren and Miles Mikolas. That's probably an over. 2:20 Pirates, Cubs, Andrew Heaney and Javier Assad. 3 o'clock Diamondbacks, Rockies, TBD Kyle Freeland. 4 o'clock MLB Network, Rays, Giants, Ryan Papuai, Logan Webb. Angels, A's, Jose Soriano and Jeffrey Springs. Padres, Dodgers, Yu Darvish and Tyler Glasnow. And then Sunday Night Baseball, Little League Classic from Williamsport, Mariners, Mets, George Kirby and Clay Holmes. Wow, both guys have the same ERA. That's pretty funny. All right, so there you have it for baseball. Now we'll move on to soccer. We had a lot of soccer today that began. We'll go over results and look ahead to today. And we'll go over some soccer from yesterday as well. So we'll start with yesterday. Europa League qualifying. Where did that go? That kind of just refreshed on me. There we go. Cubs Coapo over Riga's Fupola Sokola 1-0. Cubs advances 3-1 aggregate. FC Midtjylland over Freakstad 2-0. FC Midtjylland advances 5-1 on aggregate. FC Noah Lincoln Red Imps 0-0 draw. Tied on aggregate. Lincoln Red advances 6-5 on penalties. BK Hacken over SK Brand 1-0. SK Brand advances 2-1 on aggregate. PAOK Slakina over Wolfsburger 1-0. PAOK Salonika advances 1-0 on aggregate. Zrinski Monster over Breidablik 2-1. Mostar advances 3-2 on aggregate. FCSB over Drita Glugin 3-1. FCSB advances 6-3 on aggregate. FC Utrecht over Servette 2-1. FC Utrecht advances 5-2 on aggregate. Maccabi Tel Aviv over Harman Spartans 3-1. Maccabi Tel Aviv advances 5-2 on aggregate. Shakhtar Donetsk and Panathinaikos 0-0 draw. Tied on aggregate. Panathinaikos advances 4-3 on penalties. Braga over CFR Cluj Napoca 2-0. Braga advances 4-1 on penalties. And Legia Warsaw over AEK Laranta 2-1. AEK Laranta advances 5-3 on penalties. Conference League. Lausanne over FC Astana 2-0. Lausanne advances 5-1 on aggregate. Sparta Prague over Armenia 2-1. Sparta advances 6-2 on penalties. Levski Sofia over Sabah FK 2-0. Levski advances 3-0 on aggregate. FC Differdange 03 over FC Levitia Tallinn 3-1 in an additional extra time. Differdange 03 advances 5-4 on aggregate. Gyori ETOFC over AIK 2-0. Gyori advances 3-2 on aggregate. Rosenborg over Hammarby IF 1-0. Rosenborg advances 1-0 on aggregate. Amania Nicosia over Araz Nexavion 5-0. Amania advances 9-0 on aggregate. Paski SC over Polizia Zamor 2-1. Polizia advances 4-2 on aggregate. Sheriff Tiraspol and Anderlecht 1-1 draw. Anderlecht advances 4-1 on aggregate. Arda over Kono Zalgiris 3-0. Or 2-0. They advance 3-0 on aggregate. Beitar Jerusalem over Riga FC 3-1. Riga FC advances 4-3 on penalty. Brøndby IF over Vikinger 4-0. Brøndby IF advances 4-3 on aggregate. AZ Alkmaar over FC Vaduz 1-0. AZ Alkmaar advances 4-0 on aggregate. AEK Athens over Aris Limassol 3-1 in additional time. Athens advances 5-3 on aggregate. Besiktas over St. Patrick's 3-2. Besiktas advances 7-3 on aggregate. Rakow Chestova over Maccabi Haifa 2-0. Rakow advances 2-1 on aggregate. Neiman Grodno over Kale Klasvik 2-0. Tied on aggregate. Grodno advances 5-4 on penalties. FC Lugan over NK Celje 4-2. Celje advances 7-4 on aggregate. Jagiellonia, Bialystok, and Sleekborg IF 2-2 draw. Jagiellonia advance 3-2 on aggregate. FC Spartak Trevana over CSU Kravoya 4-3. CSU advance 6-4 on aggregate. Dynamo City over Hajduk Split 3-1. Dynamo advances 4-3 on aggregate. Dundee United and Rapid Vienna 2-2 draw. Tied on aggregate. Rapid advances 5-4 on penalties. Linfield over Viking Ergoda 2-0. Linfield advances 3-2 on aggregate. AC Vitris over FC Milzami 3-0. Vitris advances 5-3 on aggregate. Austria Vienna Banik Ostrava 1-1 draw. Ostrava advanced 5-4 on aggregate. Olimpija Ljubljana over Agniata 4-2. Olimpija advances 4-2 on aggregate. Partizan Belgrade over Hibernian 3-2. Hibernian advances 4-3 on aggregate. Santa Clara Lauren 0-0 draw. Santa Clara advances 3-0 on aggregate. Shamrock Rovers over Balkani 4-0. Shamrock Rovers advances 4-1 on aggregate. And then today was the return of all the big leagues. Premier League, Liverpool over AFC Bournemouth 4-2. Spanish La Liga, Real Vallecano over Girona 3-1. Villarreal over Real Oviedo 2-0. German Cup, FC Union Berlin over FC Gütersloh 2000 5-0. FC Magdeburg over Saarbrücken 3-1. Bayer Leverkusen over SG Sunov 4-0. And Arminia Bielefeld over Werder Bremen 1-0. Coppa Italia, Empoli Reggiana 1-1 draw. Empoli advances 3-0 on penalties. Sassuolo over Catrano 1-0. Lecce over Juve Stabia 2-0. And Genoa over Vicenza 3-0. French League 1, Stade Rennes over Marseille 1-0. Dutch Eredivisie, PC Zwolle over Telstar 2-0. Scottish League Cup, Celtic over Falkirk 4-1. And then we do have some soccer tonight and over the weekend. So we'll go over. So we'll start in the women's league. 8 o'clock tonight, you have Washington and Louisville. So let me pull that up real quick. Washington minus 135, Louisville plus 320, draw plus 280. I'm going to do under 2.5 goals plus 116. And then 10 o'clock on Paramount Plus, Utah, Angel City. Angel City plus 125, Utah 2-1, the draw's plus 250. I'm going to go with the draw plus 250. Saturday, 8 o'clock, Washington. Wait. Yeah. Here we go. Saturday, 4 o'clock, CBS and Paramount. KC Orlando. 7:30 on Ion. North Carolina, Portland. 10 o'clock on Ion. Bay FC San Diego. Sunday, 4 o'clock. Gotham, Houston. Liga MX tonight. 9 o'clock, Puebla and Athletic San Luis. Puebla plus 110, Athletic San Luis plus 230, draw plus 250. Puebla plus 110. 11 o'clock, Necaxa and Leon. Necaxa minus 120, Leon plus 290, draw plus 270. I'm going to go with the draw plus 270. Necaxa has only won once in their last 5. Saturday, 7 o'clock, Guadalajara Juarez. 9 o'clock, Cruz Azul Santos. Pachuca Tijuana. Tigres America. And 11 o'clock, Toluca UNAM. Sunday, 6 o'clock, Querétaro Atlas. And 8 o'clock, Monterrey and Mazatlan. Also tonight we have USL. 7:30, North Carolina, Detroit. I'm just going to pull up the odds real quick. North Carolina plus 130, Detroit plus 210, draw plus 210. I'm going to go with North Carolina plus 130 at home. Why not? And then League One, Charlotte and Westchester. I'm trying to pull that one up. Oh, it's not on FanDuel. Charlotte and Westchester. Oh well. Oh, Charlotte's minus 4.5 and over under is 3.5. We'll go with the under. All right, and then Saturday, I'm going to go over the rest of the schedules for leagues we didn't touch. Premier League, 7:30 a.m., Aston Villa, Newcastle, 10 o'clock, Brighton, Hove, Fulham, Sunderland, West Ham, Tottenham, Burnley, 12:30 on NBC, Wolverhampton, and Man City. La Liga, 1:30 ESPN2, Mallorca, Barcelona, Alaves, Levante, 3:30, as well as Valencia and Real Sociedad. German Super Cup, 2:30 on ABC, VfB Stuttgart and Bayern. And then German Cup, 7 o'clock, BFC Dynamo and VfL, FK Formasons and Hamburg SV, 9:30, Bologna SC and FC Heidenheim, FC Eintracht and St. Pauli, FB Illertissen and FC Nuremberg, Hansen Rostock and TSG, Heimeligen and VfL Wolfsburg, SV Sandhausen and RP Leipzig, noon, Energy Cottbus and Hanover 96, Sportfund Lotte and SC Freiburg, and VfB Lübeck and SV Darmstadt 98. MLS tomorrow. CF Montreal, DC United at 7:30. Charlotte, Real Salt Lake, Inter Miami Galaxy, Revolution LAFC, Red Bulls Union again, Orlando SC, Sporting KC, Toronto FC, Columbus, 8:30 Austin FC, FC Dallas, Chicago and St. Louis, Minnesota United and Seattle, Colorado, Atlanta, and in Portland, Cincinnati, 10:30. Coppa Italia, 12 o'clock, Venezia, Mantova, 12:30, Como, Sudorol, Cagliari, Vitras, Intella, and in 3:15, Cremonese and Palmero. French League 1, Lens, Lyon, AS Monaco, Le Havre AC at 1, and at 3, Nice, Toulouse. ELC, 7:30, Derby County, Coventry City, Portsmouth, Norwich City, Wrexham, West Brom, 10 o'clock, Blackburn, Birmingham, Bristol City, Charlton, Millwall, Middlesbrough, Preston, Leicester City, Sheffield Wednesday, Stoke City, Swansea City, Sheffield United, and in Watford, Queen's Park. And then club friendly, 11 o'clock, AS Roma, Neom SC, 2:30, Inter and Olympiacos, and 2:45, Atalanta, Juventus. Dutch Eredivisie, 12:45, Excelsior, Feyenoord, 2 o'clock, Heracles, NEC, and 3 o'clock, FC Groningen and Heerenveen. Then Sunday, English Premier League, 9 o'clock on USA, Chelsea, Crystal Palace. On Peacock, Nottingham, Brentford. 11:30 on NBC, Man United, Arsenal. Spanish La Liga, Celta Vigo, Getafe at 11. 1:30 Athletic Club in Sevilla. 3:30 Espanyol and Atletico Madrid on ESPN2. German Cup, 7 o'clock, FV Angers 07 and Eintracht Frankfurt. Victoria Cologne and SC Paderborn 07. 9:30 FC Lokomotiv Leipzig and Schalke 04. Lone and SPVGG Greuther Fürth. RSV Eintracht and Kaiserslautern. SSV John Regensburg and FC Cologne. SV Altaz Delmenhorst and Borussia Mönchengladbach. ZFC Zwickau and Karlsruhe SC. Noon FC8 Hamburg and Holstein Kiel. Holscher FC and FC Augsburg, and SSV Ulm 1846 and SV07 Elversberg. MLS Sunday, 5 o'clock, NYCFC Nashville, San Jose, San Diego, Vancouver, Houston, 5, 7, and 9 are the times. Women's League we did already. Coppa Italia at noon, Monza and Frosinone. 12:30 Parma and Pescara. 2:45 Cesena and Pisa. And 3:15 AC Milan and Bari. French League 1. Bristol at 9, 11:15 AJ Auxerre and Lorient. Angers, Paris FC. Metz, Strasbourg, and 2:45 Nantes and PSG. ELC, 7 o'clock, Ipswich Town, Southampton, and 10 o'clock, Hull City, Oxford. Dutch Eredivisie, Go Ahead Eagles, and Ajax at 6:15. It's 8:30, FC 20 and PSV Eindhoven. Also 8:30, Sparta and FC Utrecht. 10:45, FC Volendam and AZ Alkmaar. 2 o'clock, NAC Breda and Fortuna. Scottish League Cup, 10 o'clock, Kilmarnock Dundee and Livingston Hibernian. League 1, Portland and Spokane. And that's really it for soccer. I know that was a big segment because soccer's back. WNBA. We have a slate to go over for tonight. It's a big one. And then we have the weekend to talk about. 7:30 tonight, Mystics Fever. The Fever giving 8.5 totals, 162.5. That's too many points. I'm taking the Mystics getting the points. And all the games tonight are on 9. 7:30 Valkyrie Sky. The Vals are 7.5 point favorites. Totals 148.5. Let's take the over. That's low. Sparks Wings. Sparks are giving 5.5 totals, 178.5. Paige Beckers is getting 5 points. I'm taking them. 10 o'clock Storm Dream. The Dreamer giving 2 totals, 159. Why are they playing at 10 o'clock in Atlanta? Like, makes sense to that. I'm going to lay the 2 at the Dream. Weird start time, though. Aces Mercury. The Mercury giving 4.5 totals, 168.5. I'm going to lay with the Mercury. I think it's a letdown spot for the Aces after beating the Liberty. Saturday, 2 o'clock on CBS, Liberty Lynx. Sunday, 1 o'clock NBA TV, Fever Sun. 3 o'clock, Sparks Mystics. 3:30 ABC, Wings Aces. So it's Pagebackers against Vegas. 6 o'clock, Mercury Storm. And 8:30 NBA TV, Dream Valkyries. All right, the NFL preseason. We will go over the games coming up. And I'll talk about what I'm looking forward to as we go. Tonight, 7 o'clock, Titans, Falcons. The Titans are giving 3 totals, 37.5. So Cam Ward, his second game. I'm absolutely going to watch this. Tennessee's a 3-point favorite, total 37.5. I'm going to lay to... but you think Penix is going to play too. And that's a good one. I wanted to lay to 3 Tennessee. And I just think that Tennessee's a team. Usually the bad teams like to show out in the preseason, like the Giants, as we saw last week. So I'm going to lay the 3 with Tennessee. And then tonight, 10 o'clock, Chiefs, Seahawks. I wonder if we're going to see Patrick Mahomes and Sam Darnold. The Seahawks are 4.5-point favorites, total 39.5. I'm going to take the Chiefs getting the points. The backup for Mahomes is Carson Wentz. Although Seattle has a kind of a deep quarterback room. They have Jalen Milroe, and they have, I believe, Drew Lock's there. But Carson Wentz isn't bad. And I think 4.5 is a lot of points. So give me the Chiefs getting 4.5. 1 o'clock, Packers, Colts. Colts are 6.5 totals, 40.5. Green Bay's getting 20 points. I'll take the Packers. 1 o'clock, NFL Network, Browns, Eagles. Eagles are giving 3.5 totals, 37.5. Obviously, Cleveland's Shader Sanders isn't playing. But I'll take the Browns getting the points. They still have a lot of quarterbacks. I mean, the Eagles do too, but I don't know if we'll see Jalen Hurts for a while or not. So 3-hook with the Browns. Pats, Vikings. J.J. McCarthy, Drake May. Vikings are giving 2.5 totals, 38.5. I'll take the Patriots getting the points. I just think that if you can make a case they have a deeper quarterback room than Minnesota. And again, another bad team trying to show itself. Panthers, Texans. Texans 2.5-point favorites, sold 38.5. I don't know. So that's Stroud against Bryce Young. I'll take the Panthers getting the 2.5 and plus 118. Dolphins, Lions. The Dolphins are giving 1.5 totals, 36.5. I'll go with the over. I think those two teams can put up some points in the preseason. 4 o'clock, NFL Network. 49ers, Raiders. Raiders are 4.5 totals, 40.5. The 49ers have a deep quarterback room. So I'll take the 49ers getting the points. 7 o'clock, Buccaneers, Steelers. Wonderful, see Rodgers. Bucks are 2.5 favorites, total 38.5. I don't think we'll see Rodgers and some of those guys. I'm gonna lay with the Bucks. I think they'll play some dudes. Giants, Jets from MetLife, the Snoopy Bowl. Giants 3.5-point favorites, total 39.5. Giants scored 30 last time out. I think the defenses are gonna be a little bit more competitive. I think this is kind of going to be the dress rehearsal game for both teams. I'm going to go with the under. 39.5 for the Snoopy Bowl, as we call it at MetLife. Ravens, Cowboys. Ravens are 1.5 favorites, total 36.5. I'll go over for that one. That's a low one for a preseason game. Watched the Ravens a little bit last week in the preseason. Chargers, Rams. Battle of LA. Chargers are 6.5. That's way too many points. Still 39.5. But I understand why it's that high because McVay doesn't play anybody in the preseason. But I'll take the Rams getting the points only because that's low. I'm sorry, that's high. And then 9:30 on NFL Network, Cardinals Broncos. So you'll see Bo Nix and company. Denver's a 3-point favorite, so it's 3.5. I'll lay the 3 Denver. And then we'll pick 2 more games. 1 o'clock NFL Network, Jaguars Saints. Jaguars are 3-point favorites, so it's 40.5. I would say under. I think that's a little high of a total. And then 8 o'clock on Fox, Bills Bears. Bears are 2.5-point favorites, so it's 40.5. I think we'll see a lot of Caleb Williams in that offense. I'm going to lay the 2.5 with the Bears. And then Monday night's Bengals Commanders. We'll talk about that one a little bit on Monday. All right, now I'll move on to golf. It's fun giving out NFL preseason bets, that's for sure. We'll go over the current leaderboard for the BMW Championship. Your leader right now, 14 under, Robbie McIntyre. Second, 9 under, Scotty Scheffler. Third, 8 under, Ludwig Goodberg. That was my pick. Fourth, Hideki Matsuyama, 7 under. Tied for 5th with 6 under, Tommy Fleetwood, Matt McGilley, Michael Kibb. Tied for 8th with 5 under, Victor Hovland, Harry Haas, and Sam Burns. Tied for 11th with 4 under, Ricky Fowler, Rory McIlroy. 13th with 2 under, Ryan Henley. 14th with 2 under, Taylor Pendrith. Tied for 15th at 1 under, Shane Lowry, Patrick Cantlay, Ben Griffin, Harry English, Jason Day, Denny McCarthy, JJ Spawn. Tied for 22nd at even, Kurt Katayama, Nate Taylor, S.W. Kim, Daniel Berger, Joseph Bridgman, Cam Young. Tied for 28th at 1 over. We're going to do notables now. Matt Fitzpatrick, Corey Connors, Justin Rose. Tied for 32nd with 2 over, Keegan Bradley, Beal-Coley. Tied for 34th with 3 over, Chris Goddard, Taylor Hogue. Tied for 37th, 4 over, Xander Schauffele, Carl Morikawa, Justin Thomas. 41st, 5 over, Jonathan Vegas. 42nd, 6 over, SJM. Tied for 43rd, 7 over, Ryan Fox, Andrew Novak. Tied for 46th, 8 over, Lucas Glover. And that's really it for notables. So, NASCAR this weekend. We only have 2 races. It's Truck and Cup. Trucks tonight. Cup is tomorrow night. So tonight at Richmond is the truck race. I don't know what channel it's on. Probably Fox Sports 1. DraftKings has better odds than FanDuel for NASCAR. I've been saying that since I've been covering NASCAR on the show. So, my pick for the Itero 250. I'm going to go with Daniel Hemrick, 18-1. And we don't have odds up for the race for tomorrow night yet. But I feel like that's a Denny Hamlin's race to lose. So I'm going to say Denny Hamlin. I don't know what the odds are going to be. All right, NFL wide receiver rankings. I did the left, right, and slot wide outs on everybody's depth charts. So 3 wide receivers per team made the rankings. So 96 players on the list. So without further ado, here we go. 96, Troy Horton, Seahawks. 95, Dante Thornton Jr., Raiders. 94, Jamari Trash, Browns. 93, Malik Washington, Dolphins. 92, Demario Douglas, Patriots. 91, Tyler Johnson, Jets. 90 through 81, Calvin Austin III, Steelers. Jalen Naylor, Vikings. Matt Collins, Patriots. Devontae Vale, Broncos. Greg Dortch, Cardinals. Josh Reynolds, Jets. Diami Brown, Jaguars. Van Jefferson, Titans. Cedric Tillman, Browns. Jahan Dotson, Eagles. 80 through 71, Wan'Dale Robinson, Giants. Ray McLeod, Falcons. Andre Iosivas, Bengals. Robert Woods, Steelers. Noah Brown, Commanders. Michael Wilson, Cardinals. Tutu Atwell, Rams. Rashid Shaheed, Saints. Almade Zaccheaus, Bears. Darius Slayton, Giants. 70 through 61, Trey Tucker, Raiders. Josh Palmer, Bills. Jalen Tolbert, Cowboys. Brandon Cooks, Saints. Tim Patrick, Lions. Jaden Higgins, Texans. Trey Harris, Chargers. Matt Golden, Packers. Marvin Mims Jr., Broncos. Jalen McMillan, Buccaneers. 60 through 51, Keon Coleman, Bills. Romeo Doubs, Packers. Alec Pierce, Colts. Xavier Legette, Panthers. Hollywood Brown, Chiefs. Rashad Bateman, Ravens. Christian Kirk, Texans. Josh Downs, Colts. Darnell Mooney, Falcons. Jaden Reed, Packers. 50 through 41, Rome Odunze, Bears. George Pickens, Cowboys. Jacoby Myers, Raiders. Jawan Jennings, 49ers. Adam Thielen, Panthers. DeAndre Hopkins, Ravens. Rashee Rice, Chiefs. Keenan Allen, Chargers. Tyler Lockett, Titans. Khalil Shakir, Bills. 40 through 31, Xavier Worthy, Chiefs. Michael Pittman Jr., Colts. Stephon Diggs, Patriots. Cooper Kupp, Seahawks. Ladd McConkey, Chargers. Ricky Pearsall, 49ers. Zay Flowers, Ravens. Jerry Jeudy, Browns. Malik Neighbors, Giants. Teteroa McMillan, Panthers. 30 through 21, Marvin Harrison Jr., Cardinals. Jamison Williams, Lions. Travis Hunter, Jaguars. Jackson Smith and Jigba, Seahawks. Chris Olave, Saints. Jordan Addison, Vikings. Courtland Sutton, Broncos. Terry McLaurin, Commanders. Deebo Samuel, Commanders. Drake London, Falcons. 20 through 11. Now we're getting really good. Elite. And we had some elites there in the 20s. Deep position. Chris Godwin, Buccaneers. Brandon Ayuk, 49ers. Calvin Ridley, Titans. DK Metcalf, Steelers. Nico Collins, Texans. Garrett Wilson, Jets. DJ Moore, Bears. Brian Thomas Jr., Jaguars. Jalen Waddle, Dolphins. T. Higgins, Bengals. And then 10 to 1. Here we go. Number 10, Devontae Smith, Eagles. Number 9, Devontae Adams, Rams. Number 8, Puka Nacua, Rams. 7, Mike Evans, Buccaneers. 6, Tyreek Hill, Dolphins. 5, C.D. Lamb, Cowboys. 4, A.J. Brown, Eagles. 3, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Lions. 2, Jamar Chase, Bengals. And number 1, coming into the season, Justin Jefferson, Minnesota Vikings. So, of course, their top 2 is going to be Chase and Jefferson. Pick your poison on either one. But, of course, Jefferson gets the nod. I think his presence is going to be huge for J.J. McCarthy's success. And because of him, he's going to be a better quarterback with the Vikings than he was with Michigan. And worth the high pick in the draft. Like we've seen Jamar Chase, big play after big play. We'll never forget his rookie year, that preseason. He looked bad, and people are like, oh my God, he looks like a bust. And then here we are week 1, and he looks amazing. St. Brown is getting better and better each year. He's my favorite wide receiver in the league. A.J. Brown and C.D. Lamb, the 2 WR1s in the NFC East that stand out. Tyreek Hill, I think, is in decline. Last year he just stunk because of his quarterbacks, I get it, but he wasn't healthy either. Mike Evans is steady, always good. Every year puts up 1,000 yards. Puka Nacua is here. He's arrived. His new teammate, Devontae Adams. That's a really good duo in LA. Devontae Smith's really good. T. Higgins. Both those guys are the best WR2s on their teams. And then right there is Jalen Waddle of Miami. And you have so many good players on this list, even in the 30s. I think Cortland Sutton, if I did a rankings at the end of the season, could be higher than 23. On the flip side, if he's not healthy or not productive, I could see guys like Brandon Ayuk, Chris Godwin, guys coming off injuries, drop because of that. And I pointed out some guys in decline, like Diggs on New England and Kupp on the Seahawks, both injury-prone guys. Jerry Jeudy, if he was on a better team, I think he's going to be traded this year to a better team. I mean, the Chargers could use a receiver. He would be a good fit there. Green Bay. But yeah, he's going to have an instant impact on a contender. It's kind of like how Odell Beckham got traded to the Rams from the Browns and had an instant impact. I could see something similar happening with Jerry Jeudy. But there you have it for the wideout rankings. Now we're going to move on to the news and notes for today. So Shader Sanders talks about his debut. He says he was totally unfazed stepping onto the field. So the Michigan punishments came out. They were fined $20 million. Sharon Moore also suspended an additional game for role in the science stealing scandal. Jim Harbaugh and Connor Stallions hit with the scansions. And now everyone's like, oh, that's why he went to the Chargers. Yeah, no shit. And plus, he won his title at Michigan. So, that's that. And if Jim Harbaugh were to come back to college football, he would have to wait till 2038. And in Michigan to appeal after the ruling, as school released a statement after receiving punishment for the scandal. The Manning Award watch list came out. Drew Aller and Garrett Nussmeier lead the way. Arch was left off, though, which is weird. Isaiah Bond won't face charges as former Texas wideout will sign with the Browns after jury rules no bill on sexual assault charge. Matt Stafford expected to play week 1 against the Texans. That's good. Harbaugh NFL penalty unlikely, as he is not expected to be disciplined by the league after the Michigan scansions. Brandon Scherf is retiring as he announces his retirement after being inducted into Iowa Athletics Hall of Fame. He had a good career. Bill Self is feeling good as he's ready to coach after having heart procedure in July. The Cubs call up their top prospect, Owen Cassey. He made his big league debut with DH against the Blue Jays. The Heat and the Nets make a trade. Miami sends Haywood Highsmith to Brooklyn. Lakers to wait on the Rui contract. His extension before season unlikely as they want to keep the books clean. Joel Embiid may not be at campus as Nick Nurse says, a lot more decisions need to be made before Joel returns to the court. Josh Hader on the injured list with a left shoulder Caspel sprain. Ronald Acuna Jr. back tonight against the Guardians. Chase Burns on the 15-day injured list with the right flexor strain. That's not good for the Reds. Travis Hunter has an upper body injury as he's TBD for Sunday's game against the Saints. I don't think he's going to play. Jordan Love's thumb surgery was successful as he should have some sort of participation next week. Judkins won't face charges as he was arrested on domestic violence and battery charge in July. The NBA schedule's out. I'm doing a special show tonight. The Nats DFA Nate Lau after acquiring him this offseason. And that's it for the news and notes. Last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. So there's a couple that stood out to me in baseball. And I don't know where to go. And oh, by the way, forgot to mention in news and notes, Hurricane Aaron is going to be Category 4, but it's not supposed to affect drastically affect, I should say, the area, but things could change. We've seen hurricane routes change in time and whatnot. So my favorite pick on the board for baseball tonight is the I don't know. I'm stuck between a couple of them. I'm going to go back to a team that hurt me the other day in the Houston Astros. I'm going to play their run line -1.5 against the O's. So that's going to be my best bet. Hopefully it comes through. And there you have it for the show, and I'll be back on Monday for the regular show, recapping everything, looking at everything Monday. And later tonight, I'm going to do an NBA schedule release show. Hope you guys have a great day and weekend, everyone.